negative mind will never bring you a positive life. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what do we got going on tonight with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Still in the green. Look at that, $13,091, holding on to it right about now. People are looking at the PayPal news still, right? They're looking at it. They're trying to understand what it means because we haven't seen crypto news push the price to the positive or to the negative, but I mean, everybody's pointing fingers here at PayPal. So what do? Is it time to leverage the house, leverage the car, sell the children, possibly get into Bitcoin because it doesn't double very often and this could be a good possibility for it? Or is this just a little uptick as we're going to slide backwards down as the news from PayPal fades away? People are pointing at institutional investors are trying to get in faster than we believe. Time's going to tell. What are you guys thinking? And you know who's here joining us is my lovely co-host, Sammy.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
So how you doing over there, Sammy?
I'm pretty good.
So I see you're itching.
Yep.
We forgot the bug spray again.
Yep.
I think we're stupid.
I think we have apparently management problem.
Management problem. Someone needs to message us the day before we go on and say, don't forget the bug spray.
Are you in a store? Get the bug spray.
But nevertheless, we are still out here, aren't we, Samantha?
We are.
Continuing to fight the good fight and continuing the conversation of what's going on with Bitcoin. How do we use it to enrich our lives? What is on the horizon, right? Because we got to keep our ear to the ground. We got to keep our Bitcoin safe and we got to keep hodling because I know that it really is starting to feel like all these third parties and hedge funds and institutional investors or whatever you want to call the man, the 1%, the big conglomerate, they're trying to take up all the Bitcoin, right? We're hearing about them consuming massive numbers of Bitcoin. We're hearing about the PayPal. I would say that the bigger news is whether or not these Bitcoin are going to be able to leave PayPal or it's a one-way ticket into PayPal.
Yeah, so that's what everybody's saying right now is that, I mean, they're not being 100% clear on if it's like, yes, you get in there, but then you're never getting it out. You're only getting fiat back or I don't know. I mean, they should have said something. So hopefully they'll figure it out. I don't know.
So what do we got going on in the chat? Is there anybody with us? Are we those crazy people out here doing that thing where we rant around magical internet money?
No one is talking.
No one's talking.
I know.
Really?
We got 3 people watching. What's up?
Well, I mean, I guess it's just great then that we got that first mover advantage, that we're stacking those Satoshis while everyone else is sleeping on this still. As, I mean, what we got Mike Novogratz out there talking about how this is the shot heard around the world on Wall Street. You know, they seen PayPal stock go up, right? Everyone's heard about MicroStrategy.
Yes, that one is definitely
holding for 100 years, right? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're big money and you want to try to get some exposure to Bitcoin, people are saying that, you know, that these are the companies that you're starting to invest in to be able to have that exposure.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to sell nobody anything, you know, I'm not sure of any of this. I'm just Eugene Forrest out here in the woods, but I know that I'm holding Bitcoin and I know that you should probably hold some Bitcoin too, because it's really undeniable at this point that the future is digital and that cryptocurrency is going to be a part of it as centralized fiat cash is less trusted, right? And printed to solve a never-ending wave of problems. Well, unfortunately, the world's not fair, but we need cash to be regulated and honest. So a verifiable and trusted source such as mathematics and Bitcoin leaves us in a better position to be holding that type of value over fiat cash, especially when you start looking at the long term.
I mean, I'm going to go with that. Me and you are probably never going to know what moves the price. Okay. Like, but that does, I mean, that is why it doesn't matter. Like it is that, I mean, our goal is to just hold it at some point. We'll know. It'll be like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's enough. Like whatever, however that long that takes or for whatever reason.
I mean, yeah, when you're hearing about companies what was it? Was it Goldman Sachs or whatever that bought like $300 million in a day and almost $1 billion in a week?
I think so. Or no, it wasn't JP Morgan. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know. One of the douchebag ones, yes.
And the price isn't really changing because it's determined by the exchanges, and this is all happening at OTC desks. You instantly start seeing that the price of Bitcoin is completely undiscovered because you're letting the lemmings determine the price of Bitcoin. Well, the smart people are in the background being like, oh, they're letting it go for that. Let's just start stacking this stuff in the background.
I mean, yes.
I mean, if Bitcoin really is going to become a major part of the financial world in the future, in 10 to 15 years, yes, you want to start collecting it now, especially if you're in the up there, right? Yeah. The FANG corporations, the ones right below it, the banks.
You don't want to be the odd man out when everybody else goes, oh, we just switched over. We're all using this. And you're all like, oh, I don't have any.
So the race to collect Bitcoin in the background quietly, without letting anyone else know, without forcing the price up, is a tricky game. But as we see the happening, it's going to be harder and harder with the diminished supply.
That is the whole entire point. But it's not going to work well for the hungry hippos unless, yeah.
It's just that, in the future, if people don't start holding Bitcoin, we may not get our hands back on it, right? They could consume so much of the network.
Yeah, that's actually after it, went sky high last time. And we had pissed away a decent little chunk on, just using the shift card on the jet ski on things. We'll just go with, things. And it was, after that, it was just like, dude, never, nothing. We'll just hold it. We need to just accumulate and hold more. And that's it. If from that point on, it was like, why would you ever, what happens if we can't get back in? Do you really want to have that ball punch? For real? No.
Yeah, it's something that's hard to wrap your head around, especially when you've seen Bitcoin like it is now, and it slides sideways, and you think 13,000. Well, it's been at 10 forever.
Yeah, and
we'll go back there. I'm just taking profits. Well, the problem is that when it leaves this orbit and goes to the next, there is no accumulating the amount of Satoshis for the price that you're accumulating it. It becomes a fractional amount.
Yeah.
That can be a world of difference, right? When we talk about this, we talk about getting into Bitcoin at $1,000, $700.
Yeah, it's 700 and
So when she's saying this, the amount of Bitcoin you got for $100 then versus the amount of Bitcoin you get now for $100 is nowhere in comparison. So taking profits and buying things like jet skis and, the luxuries of life, when you look back in retrospect, it's not worth the exchange because you're not just trading frivolous cash for it. You're trading a commodity of the future.
Yes, I could always go to work and make money. Okay. You can always get up off your ass and hustle something and make money. Okay.
Greenbacks.
At some point, there will be a point where you can't make enough Bitcoin. That is literally the way it's designed. And as soon as it actually becomes huge, that is going to be the point where, all of the friends that we said, just buy $20, they're not going to be able to do that now. That's going to be nothing.
$20 gets you 10 Satoshis or something.
Yes, it'll be nothing. It'll be nothing. And it'll be worth nothing to them because they won't be able to. And that,
I don't know. I understand wanting to take profits. I understand having bags too big. I understand wanting to load up before the next bull run. But it's the fact that everyone acts as if this is a sprint and this is a marathon. So taking profit is something that you really want to be careful doing because what is the cost in the end? What is taking $1,000 worth of profit or $2,000 worth of profit right now in Bitcoin when Bitcoin could be $100,000 in 3 years.
All right, we do actually have some people.
All right, they're coming out the woodworks. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm glad we're not these crazy people out here in the woods talking about this magical internet money.
But, it's okay.
All right, well, hey, one's better than none.
Yep. All right, so the pothead. He's
the
first.
Pothead,
But,
awesome.
Hi, pothead.
Thanks for joining us, my friend.
James Van Hart, he says, what's up?
James, what's up?
Max Kaiser stated that this hash rate, the Bitcoin price should be, I think he stated 51,000. 51,000. I couldn't even. I can't imagine.
I know that we're seeing all-time high hash rates. I know that people thought we were going to go into a death spiral after the halving. And besides a little tick down right at the beginning, the number's been climbing. So, if we're seeing half the amount of Bitcoin and more people are still getting into this, I guess there's a lot of rich people that like to throw away their money.
John from Malibu.
John from Malibu. Nice, buddy. I'm glad that you're here.
He says, here we are together at last. I thought you were eaten by gators. Oh, my God. Thank God.
No, just mosquitoes tonight.
I had seen you on somebody else's chat, and I was all like, man, what happened? I think it was, oh, God, it was either Atomizer or Crypto. One of the two. I'm not sure now. But I was all like, dude, where are you at? So thank you, John. Satoshi James is here.
Satoshi James.
Don't sell, accumulate.
Yes.
Oh, and Doug Albright is, I'm holding for at least 3 more years. Nice stuff.
Sounds good to me, my man.
I don't know. We don't actually have, it is just, I guess it's like, you'll know, it'll be like, oh, okay. Like, it didn't, yes, you'll know. Whatever time is.
You can't be like, oh, this will help pay the bills this month. You want it to be like, oh, this will change my life so that it will be completely different. When that's what you're looking at by selling some of your Bitcoin, then yeah, maybe, that is kind of the point. And all of this money isn't worth everything. It is to make life easier. It is to show your loved ones that you can spend time and care with them. So,
because our goal is to retire. Okay, so however, I would love to retire super early, like be one of those people. Okay, one of the people everybody hates. Yep, nothing better to do. I take yoga classes. Okay, yeah, just tearing it up. What? All right, but we would still never sell all of it, like no matter what, because we want to give it to our child. We want it. You never want to completely. So I don't know, but it would have to be a lot. It would have to be quite a lot. And obviously, Eugene is the one who does math in this family, so it would be when he was like, all right, so we could live a good 35 years comfortably. After that, somebody's gonna look into a nursing home, But we'll be 90, so it won't really matter. At that point, you'll want medical attention, right? Yeah. John said that he has been really busy, but when I'm online and I see the notification, he's here. Why, thank you, John from Malibu.
Well, we appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, we're just hanging out. The price is up. It's amazing. I'm glad that we're holding on the other side of 13,000. I like it when we have morale boosters like this. It's always good for adoption. I think the PayPal news, Novagrass was saying, it is a shot heard around the world. It is another where people of the traditional financial markets are hearing about Bitcoin, seeing some of the benefits it can do for their stock as they incorporate it into their business model. And all news is good news for Bitcoin, right? Any accumulation of Bitcoin is good for Bitcoin. As long as you have Bitcoin, it doesn't matter who else is accumulating Bitcoin. Right. The fact that they're accumulating it is what makes sure Bitcoin have more value. And that is what we're always talking about, is that we have to increase adoption. We need a network effect. We don't need 30 people holding all the Bitcoin. We need 30 billion people. Well, there's not that many people.
Yeah, but give it a couple years. You never know, man. Whew. Okay, I hope that was a very large lizard. All I saw was a tail. It's going your way, though. So, just a heads up.
Wild things running around at night, scurrying.
Of course, always.
We got the 4-wheelers rolling by.
That's always cool. That's nice, too. Oh, it's the weekend. That makes sense.
It is the weekend. I mean, come on, that's the American dream. Let's get drunk and ride our four-wheelers at night out in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, I remember when there was different American dreams, but apparently that's just nostalgia. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't like when everybody gets like all pissy about the price. When it holds too long or it does this. I mean, just, I don't know, find some peace. Like, you should be happy that you have Bitcoin. You should be happy that you're smart enough to have it. That is definitely, I mean, you have your upper hand, okay? Everybody else, a large population of this world is definitely on a handicap when it comes to knowing, let alone having, holding, using.
What was it? It was like, it was Ivan this morning. He was going off saying, you know, you work real hard and, you know, you think you deserve, and that's not how it works. I mean, to me, it's always, well, what have you, if you're going to complain, right? What have you done to get adoption moving?
What have you done for me lately?
Right? The whole, you know, homeless people, you know, you want to help the homeless people, but are you going to get out there and build the homes?
Build the house, Jerry?
Right.
No.
So, yeah. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, I'm trying, right? I'm doing a little bit. I got this, you know, the silly channel, right, Samantha? We're out here. We're talking about Bitcoin. We've gotten out there. We passed out flyers. Yeah. We don't know what we're going to do in the future. I hope we're able
to do that again, because that was a good game plan.
It's all about stuff like this. It's about continuing to tell other people that they have to get involved, and that's how we don't have the situation of the third parties holding all the Bitcoin. That's how we continue to create development so that we're touching phones in the future, and that we're freeing ourselves from the shackle of, you know, rent seeking and fees and all of these things that are just taxation on us that we really shouldn't have to be paying. It's manipulation of our money.
I mean, yeah. Gerbil? Okay. Gerbil says ETH love. That is all. Good for you, Gerbil.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with some Ethereum love. I mean, they're starting to talk about it on mainstream media. It is definitely here to stay at this point. The Lindy effect is starting to kick in. You know, it does seem like that they're going to figure a way to get these smart contracts integrated for the future of finance. I mean, DeFi is shrinking a little bit right now as we're seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum grow, but it'll be back, right? Every time Bitcoin slows down, we see Ethereum supporting whatever the next, you know, innovation is and the next pump and dump. Not that it's bad, but it's that people become overzealous in the cryptocurrency space. So, of course, just like every child, they get a new toy, they play with it so much until they break it.
I mean, I still remember when everybody was saying that Ethereum was, oh, it's going to be, and it's like, I mean, I never got that feeling. Like, Vitalik and his whole little posse never made me think, oh, they're just trying to just like, yep, and some sheep and just, yep. So, I hope it works out. I do. I mean, okay, so Gerbil says seems undervalued still somehow. I do think that it is. I mean, I do think it's undervalued. I do hope it works out. I don't
know if it's necessarily undervalued. I mean, there's still, I know that they're coming out with some new, what is like Ethereum Improvement Protocol 516 or something. But what they need something better, right? Where, I mean, I don't even know. Like, are they still back and forth on sharding? Is layer 2 coming out like in January or whatever? Because I thought I was yes, and then I thought I had heard no, and I don't really keep up with Ethereum news enough to say for sure to you guys that this is what's going to be happening.
John from Malibu says business owners will offer huge discounts to pay with BTC just to get some for themselves. Now, is PayPal like literally accepted like everywhere, like all countries and all of that loveliness? Because I mean, like I'm
it's supposed to be like 346 million users.
Whatever.
But I mean, it's still Bitcoin transacted more value last year than PayPal, so it's not necessarily like everyone's looking at it as PayPal is helping Bitcoin, and
I think Bitcoin's
the union
helping,
is the union is the news, but the point is that PayPal is hoping to have Bitcoin help it.
Yep, it's hoping that it gets some profit happening, and yes, more users, more things, because I think it's hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's looking to be a a semi-exchange, right? Because the only thing that's going to let you do is buy and sell. So unless they start offering leverage, I mean, they're going to let you buy Bitcoin, sell
I know,
Bitcoin when the
right?
price goes up or down and you need the
Yes, you
funds,
can long
or
and
it's going to
short.
let you buy merchandise from people wherever
At a
and send them
discount.
Bitcoin, but then they're going to just be turning it into cash. So paper Bitcoin, right? Paper Bitcoin, and them using us to collect money as we can't hold it, right? As we can't hold Bitcoin during the price swings. They're going to sit there and collect money on our back as they accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible as we're striving for that digital future. So it ultimately is not for the benefit of man, to the benefit of the FANG corporations.
All right, Doug Albright asks, have you taken any of Ivan's classes? No.
No, but our friend Josh has, and he said that they were actually very good and that he would recommend them. So maybe go ask him. I know that he still has his channel going on Eternity. He does great work over there.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I think he took his DeFi class.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, no, I have never taken, yes. But, I mean, I do like Ivan. He's pretty good. He does explain pretty well when, like, he actually goes and breaks it down. We watch the YouTube upload of his normal, like, show. So sometimes it goes a little bit down, like, the rabbit hole. Sometimes he says juicy way too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking any classes. You know, I'm just a traditional hodler. I'm not trying to learn any programming skills. I don't program.
Because we're too damn old. I think our brains are just, we should see, and that's more of the like.
No, I mean, I don't even think it's that. I mean, but what is the point in learning? You know, I started trying to teach myself programming at one point, and it was like, what was the point? What am I going to do with this? It's not to my skill set. It has nothing to do with my business. It has nothing to do with my cryptocurrency holdings. I'm not going to all of a sudden go out and start trying to, you know, if you're needing or looking for something in life, then yes, that's a great skill set to seek. But it wasn't going to do me any benefit.
Yes, it wasn't actually. Like, I don't know. Because, like, yes, you did your first 3 years of college or something.
Yeah, my degree is in network and security.
Yeah. And, I mean, it got you nowhere. How many jobs did you have in that?
I just went to college for it.
But awesome that you get to say that. All right, Gerbil says PayPal thing is interesting. So they use crypto for optional payments, let you buy but not hold, and sell it back. So they are just simply accumulating?
Yep.
Yes, they are.
Yep, one-way transaction of them getting, because I mean, they're going to give you an address too, right? Like, what if you're holding private Bitcoin or you go buy it at Coinbase?
Oh my God, I know, right?
You know, they're going to give you an address to send to. You're just not going to be able to withdraw.
Yeah, we know, like, everybody gives you an address to send to, okay? Everybody. Always. Oh, I remember there was a good 3 or 4 of the exchange that you were just like, I don't know how to get this back off. Like, you were just like, I mean, I could keep like buying different tokens with stuff, but I don't know how to get this back out. And it was like, oh, that's how that works.
I mean, it's just that we're going to fade away with the old exchanges, right? The ones that can't be trusted, or you're afraid that they're going to exit scam, or, you know, the CEOs are getting arrested or under investigation and it shuts down the withdrawals. Like, we're just going to see, you know, more reputable companies come in, take the position of these exchanges for the lemmings to want to continue to keep betting on the price of Bitcoin and using that to determine the price of Bitcoin until they have a whole bunch of it, or until the people say Bitcoin is the way and we're not playing with the dollar anymore.
I mean, I think, like, for real, the only thing that benefits Bitcoin, in my opinion, in this nice little coupling is that all of the little naysayers that like to say that it is literally just used for nothing but, oh, wait, what is crypto's worth? Nefarious.
Yes.
Things.
Yes, and it polishes it off a little bit.
Like, ooh, so you think PayPal is like shady? No, like, that is about the only thing that I can actually see where it is going to be a little bit harder that they say all it is for like drug dealing and like deep web bad crap.
Yeah, they put a little all-purpose cleaner on it, a little microfiber rag, and rubbed it down a bit.
Look, it's PayPal
They're like, look,
ready.
it's clean. It's clean.
Yep. I mean, that is the only thing I can see out of this. But hey, whatever.
Well, we hear the news that ETF is on the way. We hear that that's what is happening. We see the regulation starting to, creep into the space. So, yeah.
I don't know. I think half of all of everybody's problem is, okay, like, crypto moves at the speed of technology. Okay, and that shit is really, really fast, right? I mean, that is how, like, I mean, you could have the brand new whatever, and like a month and a half later, your shit is out of, like, okay. So, but all of the actual regulations, I mean, how long have we been hearing about an ETF? Forever, right? I mean, it feels like forever. And I think that is half of everybody's problem, is they get like desensitized to it because it feels like it's taking so long, but it's really not. Like, everybody on the outside, all of the red tapers, they're speeding the process up as fast as they can get going. Like, but we're like, oh my Jesus, are you, like, when is it ever going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? So I don't know. Hopefully it happens. Maybe in another 3 months, which will feel like a year, it'll happen.
So what do you guys thinking in the chat? What do you guys want to talk about? I don't really have much more than this PayPal stuff and BitGo and Novogratz and what the 30K BTC prediction from JP Morgan.
JP Morgan.
So I mean, other than that, it's to continue this conversation, right? Because that's all we can really do is keep buying the dibs, keep, daily cost averaging into Bitcoin, hoping that adoption takes place, hoping that people wake up to the situation of what's happening with the dollar, especially now, as things are definitely getting out of control. I mean, Corona numbers are way up, right? Second wave is definitely on the tip of a lot of people's tongue.
I mean, I love how other people in other countries that really should not give a damn about the United States presidency and things like that are really like, I mean.
At this point, I'm just ready for it to be over. I'm so glad that it is like less than 2 weeks.
All of 2020 was a shit show. I mean, it started with the burning koalas and just went from there. Like, are you serious?
I always have to try to find the positive things, and our business has done pretty well this year because we are still here and operating, right, Samantha?
We are.
So, and we are seeing Bitcoin continue to be profitable at this point in time. So that is always a positive, that in case somebody needs to take profit or get their value back out. So,
I mean, everything is like,
yeah,
everything is good over here. Like, that's what I say. I don't know. We're very, I don't even know. Faith isn't like the word, because that's not like the right, but like, yes, like, it's going to take a lot for me to start questioning my life choices that have taken me a good 4 years to like have and like set into place. So that's going to take a lot.
All right. Well, we rambled on. Did anybody put any questions in the chat? Did anybody have any thoughts or comments? We're about to close down this episode.
All right. Doug asked, are there any other cryptos you hold?
No, we don't. Well, I mean, nothing
no.
that we bought. Like, yeah, I got a bunch of voice tokens just because I've messed around with the platform, and I think we
have Brave. We have, oh God. I mean, to the best of my knowledge,
nothing more than $100 worth.
I got some Ethereum and a bunch of different like MetaMaskies to like try to get
in case of gas fees and stuff like that. But nothing that's over $100. Nothing that's worth mentioning or held to think that I'm gonna use it for some sort of profit in the future. But I mean, just, I've been in the cryptocurrency space for 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, there's tracks and dusts and stuff everywhere of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like another, okay, so yes, like we're not organized. And some of them are so small and so like weird and whatnot that they won't move anymore. Like there isn't, yes, we'd have to put more in to actually get it out, which that don't make sense. All right, so Gerbil says won't really pop off until next halvening cycle. 4 more years.
4 more years.
Okay.
I know that I'm not going to be one of those people. I know that this last 4 years was a long 4 years of hearing that rhetoric spouted off of, 2020 happening, just 2020 happening, 2020. And it's like, it was spoon fed to me so much that I enjoyed it at first, and now it was so distasteful that when it got close, it was like under my own understanding. It was like, this isn't going to happen. It's not happening like that. So I'm not going to be one of those entities out here saying that for 2024, yeah, 2024 guys, 2024, $500,000, 2024, yeah, big dollar cost average between now and then, sell the house, blah, blah. That's not me. Who knows, right? It's going to be, how much work are we going to do about it, right? Are we going to continue to make progress? Are we going to get adoption going? Are we going to continue to show the world that fiat cash is garbage and that we need a decentralized currency?
Yeah. All right. Ooh, and we're at 31 minutes. And oh my God.
No more questions?
No.
All right, you guys. I super appreciate you guys coming out here and hanging out with us this evening. Like we keep saying, this is one of the best things we do. We
do love you guys.
Yeah, it's nice being able to communicate with like-minded individuals who are sharing similar life journeys as we are, that see the problems that we see and like to hedge against it, and are trying to express their freedoms, because we know that life is difficult. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out on the channel. Thanks for all the shares and thumbs up and everything else you guys do. We will catch you next episode. And remember, keep that BTC safe. Later, guys.
Bye, guys.